Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Neverending Becoming, podcast about the human condition, subhuman superstition, and yes, some superhuman remission. Last night was, of course, the Super Bowl. The world finally got to see Usher's abs on the main stage. At the ripe old age of 45 years old, believe it or not. Yeah, 45. Usher's obliques have been titillating America since his second album called My Way, which blew up in 1997 when he was only 19 years old. I'm not exactly sure why we had to wait 26 years to really show off his cheese-grating tum-tum. But credit to the lowest paid Usher in attendance for continuing his regimen of cold showers and crunches. I, of course, say he was lowest paid because the Super Bowl performers do not directly get paid for their work in entertaining the masses. Yet another comical example of just how hard it is to make money as a musician. Building brand and wedding seats for 26 years. Even discovering Justin Bieber, one of the biggest things in music, on YouTube at a time when Charlie Bit My Finger was popular. Only to be asked to play for free in the most pressure-filled live performance on earth. If it can happen to Usher, it can happen to all the rest of the bedroom rockers and producers. It's yet another example of how rich people make money, too. Not necessarily from a direct wage, but from connected businesses and the sale of some sort of merch. I guess you have to think big to make it big. Usher's music will undoubtedly spike in popularity this week, along with every single February moving forward, with a few seconds of highlights being shown during video segments discussing the best and worst halftime performances of the past. Usher also, I learned, was selling those roller skates he used during the performance, which honestly, not on my bingo card. Didn't see that one coming. I've heard for a while now that the music industry is just what the monetarily endowed might call a loss leader. Something you spend a lot of money and time on in an effort to earn some money somewhere else, like college education for most Americans. Moving on to other aspects of the game, the big game, the game of size, the most painted grass in the history of mankind. It is well documented that they use a bunch of paint to apply those yard lines, logos, end zones, but it is 360 gallons of paint applied in 3 or 4 different coats. Now, 360 gallons, for reference, is enough paint to cover 9 3,000 square foot homes, 27 1,000 square foot apartments, or, about 2 Kardashians. Cheap shot on the Kardashians, but they're literally billionaires selling face paint, so just a reality. I did find myself wondering as to whether they painted the actual grass green, though. You can tell I'm getting older, spending so much time looking at the turf. The players' feet and jerseys were instantly dyed green from contact with the grass. Now, grass stains do happen. Okay, I've been 7 years old, I realize that. But as a video producer, I wonder if one of the visual effects guys maybe made a quick request for quick emerald top coat to ensure their green screen animations look just right. If I were the average conspiracy theorist, I might wonder if Tide detergent paid a little dough to remind America's families that green grass season is in fact coming up, and that we would all benefit from picking up the #1 stain lifter on the market. If I were a men's rights conspiracy theorist, I might wonder if a cabal of suburban lawn dads used this occasion to show us that the grass isn't just greener on the other side. It's greener in Las Vegas desert with 300-pound men running over it for hours on end. Do modern men, with their loneliness and Marvel-induced infantilization and the epidemic of cuckitis, not have enough on their plate without having loved ones asking, why the grass looks so much better than it does at our house? Maybe it's Monsanto. Maybe it's Maybelline. I was inspired watching all the athletes, backup dancers, and confetti cannon shooters do their thing. Anyone that thinks America is in trouble of losing its grip on world domination of culture needs only to snack on a chicken wing while watching the most overproduced sports halftime show the world has ever seen. Kind of a compliment, kind of a diss. We do know how to entertain, though. I don't care if the wing recipe was found on TikTok 2 days ago, or if all the good backup dancers were people that moved to this country recently on work visas. They're part of Team America now, ready to rumble for the NFL, NBA, CIA, or CBS. Shout out to YouTube. my current employer that does not in fact pay me, for utilizing some of the advertising revenue they collect from brands to, well, advertise themselves for the Super Bowl. The last couple years, YouTube had pretty prominent ads at the beginning of the broadcast, which is like watching a porno on your wedding night that turns out to be a sex tape of the woman you just married getting it on with the guy she told you not to worry about. It's a hilarious reminder right at the top of the broadcast that if you don't feel like spending the next 4 hours watching our modern gladiators do battle, you could just, play video games or something. Watch a 2-minute recap of the game on YouTube the next morning. Will people notice that you didn't actually see the big game? Only if they have to play you in Fortnite the next day and wonder how you got so good. Remember that in America, you're only as good as your last show. So do not forget to learn and grow. Peace. See you next time.